Hiya, hiya. It's Joey Reynolds rap, and I'm wearing my Republican cufflinks. The elephant, the donkey. The elephant. Which one's the donkey? I don't know. One of them is an ass. So it's the Republicans and Democrats. Great cufflinks, huh? So we got fashioned up for Florida. I think it's nice to wear this shirt that I would wear if I were playing an accordion at a Greek wedding, and or a gay wedding where a guy should never catch the garter. I can't just fumble for that word. I haven't thought of that in a while. Who wears garters? Those are things used to hold your stockings up. Yeah, we've had costume changes all our lives, and we're not done. We kind of got over the hip hop because black people aren't as mad as they used to be now that we have Black Lives Matter. So there's not a lot of this anger-based music, and they got to get back to melody and finding our way back. The blacks always gave us gospel music. It was always the best, and we stole it from them too. Back then, with even Pat Boone tried to steal the gospel music. Who did it? Well, Little Richard had Fruity Tooty. No, that was him. Had a what was it that he had that someone stole? There was, I forget. There's such a history of all this music here, and I just noticed now. I'm living in the moment, in the now, and being an older gentleman, which I am, and living in the present, I feel compelled to tell you that I've been watching Putin very closely, and every time you see him now. Yesterday they had him on the TV with the parade. I always said that if you can't be in a parade, then watch a parade. So I'm watching this parade of tin soldiers, and there's Putin. And every time they got a close-up of him in the past month or so, you see his nose is growing. It gotten a little bigger. Maybe it's a bulb on it because you get that from drinking too much vodka. When you have vodka. When you drink, you get, if you're an alcoholic, like I am, then you get your nose starts to swell and you look like W.C. Fields. Remember him? He used to say, "I would never drink water because fish screw in it." That was not the exact word he used, but it was close. So we have a Putin-esque puppet, and I would call him, because of the nose job, I would call him Putinocchio from now on. And let's just have pictures of him like a wooden puppet. But we'd like to know who pulls the strings. It's not the oligarchs, because he kills all of those guys. They can't even go to their boats anymore. And it can't be those old generals. My God, they look like they're relics from World War II. Did you see those generals in the parade? They're sitting there behind them, a little bit stoic. But this is the way it is in our society now. People don't know how to formation. Even the form in our nation is a little bit off. We got to learn to stand straight and tall. And I know on the Today Show, for instance, now, did you notice they have all these stools and these stool pigeons? They're sitting over there and doing the show, and it's uncomfortable to watch this little hung jury talking about everybody's problems. And they sit there and they got problems of their own. They probably have hemorrhoids and everything else going on with that, the way their posture is. But it used to be the Today Show was a great show. It was early television. Dave Garroway was a guy with glasses, was the host, if you're that old. And it was one guy sitting behind a desk and a monkey. He had a pet monkey. Now, I've tried everything. I started out small with the bird, then now the owl. And I've graduated a little bit too, So what should happen is that we have to get bigger, and we have to have better trained hosts on these shows. So I came up with what I think is a good host for the Today Show. A gorilla. I think. Am I doing it? Oh yeah, of course. So if I were doing the Today Show, this is what I would do every morning. I'd put this on my lap and move the mouth. Because people would say, "Gee, Joey and his teddy bear. What a sweet guy he is." I wouldn't be so sweet if they were out of Sanilac. My mother never wanted to feed me off her breast. She had, she said, I don't want to tell you what she said, but it was a loaded line about my mother breastfeeding me. I'll tell you this much, that on the breastfeeding, on one side of the news we have the Sanilac and all of the formulas missing off the shelves for baby feedings, but we on the other hand are talking about abortion. Now, which side do you want to have this? You don't want to have no babies, or do you want to have the formula that's missing so that you have babies that are starving? So my daughter just had a baby. We got a little baby boy. He's only a couple weeks old now, seriously, in California. And he is, I asked my daughter the other day, I said, how's the baby doing with the formula gone? She said, oh, I have a good delivery system. I thought, boy, she's doing a lot better than the truckers, you know, but she's got that beautiful breast. That doesn't sound good when you're talking about your daughter. I mean, you know, with breastfeeding. I remember when I had Lynn, who was it on the show? Lynn, what was the actress? Lynn Redgrave. I did the first satellite show in the world in 1980 out of Hollywood, and Lynn came over to do the show with me, and she brought her baby, and my wife then had a baby, just new, and Lynn came on the set to be interviewed by me and gave the baby to her publicist to hold, and then she said, no, wait, here's a better idea. She gave the baby to my wife to breastfeed on the other breast because she had our own child. So Lynn Redgrave gave her baby to my wife to breastfeed. And I said, that was the day I discovered that these parts are interchangeable. I never realized that. So you got the breast of everything. Is that the bad pun? So, you know, my wife there with the baby and Lynn Redgrave's baby, and I looked out there, it looked like a feeding station at a nursery. But it was fun to see that. Great. Is this guy going to have any luck? Yeah, well, this is like the typical host on CBS. Are you black enough, brown enough? Yeah, you're brown enough. You could be on CBS. See, this is the way we're doing it. You know, nobody wants to talk about these things, see, because we're all afraid that someone's not going to like us, or they're going to call us a name. And we deserve to be called that name. The name that we should be called is stupid. We are stupid. That's what we are. As a country, we should wear dunce caps and go sit in the corner for as little as we know. And the government, I mean, come on. These guys, they got these great jobs, and we're sitting here looking to squeeze a dime out of a nickel. And you know what? The Shell Corporation, I don't know if I mentioned this before, they just took a bow for making the most money in history. Yeah, there goes another truck that doesn't have diesel fuel. It's Shell. Can you imagine? They said they made the most money in history, and we're all starving. And I'm watching this on my iPad while I'm parked to get gas over at one of the clubs, you know, Costco or BJ's or one of them. So I'm watching this story where Shell is bragging about how much money they're making. And I'm sitting here with 400 cars in front of me where the sign is changing like the McDonald's hamburger signs used to be, you know, over a million served. But look at the gas prices change while you're sitting there. It's $4 something a gallon, which isn't too bad here in California. But it's actually, what did I pay in California? I paid $6 a gallon to begin with. It's ridiculous to pay that. I mean, I wouldn't use my lawnmower. So this is it. We got to lower the price on everything. And you have to lower the boom on all these idiots that are charging everything. That's why we're stupid. Hey, and crazy. Bad combination. So that's it so far. I've reported the news. This is a Reynolds Wrap.